Manager Marty, back here with another video. I was just taking a listen to Terrance Bud Crawford and his interview with comedian Bill Bellamy. And Bill Bellamy asked him, was there anybody else you can see yourself fighting, basically besides Errol Spence? And Terrance Bud Crawford, to my surprise, and I've heard other reports circulating over YouTube in the matter of maybe the last 60 days, Terrance Crawford answered Jermell Charlo, the 154 junior middleweight undisputed champion of the world, who holds all four of the major belts in the division. He said that he wanted to fight Charlo after he fights Errol Spence, or if that fight doesn't even happen with Errol, he'll move up to fight Jermell Charlo. And I've had some issues reconciling with that for a number of reasons, but the main reason is because of what's happening right now in the negotiations with Team Crawford and Team Spence with regards to the impasse. Let's take a listen to what Terrance Bud Crawford said himself, and then I'll comment and give my analysis on that.
In every category, three weight classes, just 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. Everything's championed, no defeats. Is there anybody else out here that you think would be a good fight?
They all be good fights.
But everybody ain't in the same weight class. Like, some people have to go up or come down to fight.
You saying like in the welterweight division or just like out there, period?
I'm going to have to say welterweight for now.
Oh, with me?
Yeah.
Oh, you got Pacquiao, he just retired. So,
right.
The people that's here, you got me, you got Errol, you got Keith Thurman, you got Ugas. Sean Porter retired, but you got the young fighters that's coming up like Ortiz and Boots Ennis. Yeah.
Would you go up to middleweight after you beat Errol, and then that's done? Would you go up a class to fight maybe middleweight?
Charlo.
Huh?
To fight Jermell Charlo, yeah.
That'd be an ill fight.
That's what I want.
That's what you want. So for people that do not understand boxing, right? You at welterweight, that category, that class is what, 147?
147.
147. 154 is middleweight, right?
Right.
See, you even think I love boxing, but I know a little something, bro. So at 154, you go up 7 pounds. That fight would be incredible. Would you think that would be the best at that weight for you, that particular opponent?
Well, he got all the belts, so...
Got to go get him.
Yeah, got to go get him.
So then...
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. So Bud Crawford just said that he is willing to fight Jermell Charlo at 154 pounds for all of the belts. And obviously, if he wins, he'll become undisputed and undefeated, actually, as well. Junior middleweight champion of the world. I'm having an issue reconciling that for this one reason. I have a question. Actually, I have several questions. Who is Jermell Charlo signed to from a management perspective? Who is Jermell Charlo promoted by from a promoter perspective? What networks do Jermell Charlo usually fight on from a viewership standpoint, from a production and distribution standpoint? That's right, you guessed it. Al Heyman. That's right, you guessed it. Lions Only promotion. And sometimes T Brown usually do some of the promotion when they're in Vegas, right? When they're in LA on the West Coast. That's right. You've guessed it. Showtime and Fox Sports. Isn't someone else managed by Al Heyman? Isn't there another network or networks that have produced and distributed another fighter's fights that's associated with Al Heyman? Showtime Sports and Fox Sports? That's right. You guessed it. Errol Spence Jr. So the issue that I have that I'm trying to reconcile with Bud Crawford and saying that is this. If you're at an impasse with PBC, Al Heyman, and Showtime within the negotiations for you fighting Spence, what makes you so confident that the negotiations are going to go so smooth fighting Charlo when Charlo is managed by Al Heyman and majority of his fights are produced and distributed on Showtime Sports and Fox Sports? In other words, if you don't trust the management and the promotion and the television network, and if you have to request them to open the books, if you're challenging the validity and the credibility of a manager, a promoter, and or a television network to a point as a fighter, you're asking them to let you see the books, to open the books. Why would you want to do business with the same people that's giving you a hard time with Spence and fight a different fighter in a different weight class that's managed by the same person, Al Heyman, and who's connected with the same networks, Showtime Sports and or Fox Sports, that's causing you to delay making millions of dollars fighting Spence? Can somebody please help me reconcile that in the comment sections? I just don't understand that. It really doesn't make sense to me. I mean, let me give you an example that I gave a great friend of mine recently about this. If I work for a company as an employee, right, and the manager or the supervisor at this particular job is giving me a hard way to go day in and day out, delaying me from making an honest living to support myself and my family. And then I tell a friend of mine, a coworker of mine, you know what? I'm thinking about moving to a totally different department. I'm going to stay with the company, but because he's managing or she's managing this department and this manager or supervisor is giving me a hard way to go and messing up my money, I'm going to transfer to a totally different department. Only to find out that the same manager or supervisor that's giving me a problem in this department somehow, some way, also supervises and manages the transferring department. Do you think that I would want to transfer to that department knowing that the same supervisor or manager is actually going to be supervising and managing that department too? I'm better off finding a whole nother job at a whole nother company completely, because I don't want the residue of the practices and characteristics of the first supervisor to transfer over to the new department. If the fight is being delayed between Bud Crawford and Spence, and it's because Spence, Al Heyman, Showtime executive Steven Espinosa, or the executives at Fox Sports, or anybody else on that side of the table, they're not cooperating. They're not trying to negotiate fairly. This is what we've been hearing, that people are being unfair to Bud Crawford with regards to the money that he's being offered, with regards to a lot of the other nuances of contract negotiations. Why would you want to do business with them, same people, for a different fighter in a totally different weight class? Just makes no sense to me. But if it makes sense to you, or even if it doesn't make sense to you, I would love to hear your feedback, your reconciliation, and even your rebuttal in the comments section below. Please don't forget, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video, because you're going to see a litany of videos combining the sport of boxing and the business of boxing all together on this channel. I'm Manager Marty. I'll see you soon.